Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to my weekly live show today. I know it's Friday. Usually I go live on Thursdays, but we had a little bit of a crazy evening yesterday, so I had to shift it to Friday morning. Nevertheless, I'm here and we are going to be talking about bowel movements today. Let me just go live on my Instagram as well because I really wanted to share that topic with my IG following because it's such an interesting and important one to talk about. So let me just go on here and please let me know if you are watching live, hashtag live, or if you watch it in the replays, hashtag replays. Hello, Instagram. How are you guys doing? Just so to let you guys know that I'm also going live in my Facebook group, in my private Facebook group. I'm just streaming this video live into IG because I think it's such an amazing topic to talk about. Not a lot of people know that you can still be constipated even though you go to the bathroom every single day. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit today, why that is, and what you can do to regulate your bowel movements and to really evacuate fully. Um, so before I do that, though, I just wanted to say, I wanted to give a shout out to all of these wonderful women who took the opportunity to enroll in my Autoimmune Thriver Method program that starts on Monday. So we have 3 months ahead of us of learning, of implementing, of making shifts, changes in your body. After 30 days, those ladies will see shifts in their bodies. After 60 days, those beautiful ladies will see that they feel more empowered, they have more knowledge to apply to get rid of food intolerances and the bloating and the fatigue. They will be able to implement on their own more, and after 90 days they will have the tools that they need to move forward on their own in order to really continue to rebalance their bodies and to finally have, living well with an autoimmune, because that is really the goal here, right? Isn't it, for all of us? We just want to find a way to live well with autoimmune, and there is a way. And we just have to also consider that we need to fill a gap, and the gap that I see is the gap of how to apply nutrition and certain lifestyle changes in order to make nutrition work for us. Because if we understand how our bodies work and how our bodies utilize nutrition and what nutrition can do for us, we are just so much better off because we are building a strong foundation to really live well with an autoimmune. Hey, Katie, good morning. Nice to see you. Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know we are starting on Monday, but I still have a couple of spots left. So it's not too late yet. If you really want to make 2021 a year that is memorable for you in understanding and learning more about your body, applying so that you can shift your health from just surviving to thriving towards thriving, now is the time. We're starting on Monday. You can still hop on. The first week, next week, will be just one-on-one consultation calls, which are included in the program. And then we're going to be going in, full force the following week. If you're still on the fence, don't worry about it. I am going to run this program from now on forward every 3 months. So the next round will probably start in January of next year. So if you're interested, you can always hop on a call with me and ask what that the program is all about, or you can actually fill out the application and get on the wait list for the next round. So let's talk about constipation. Let's talk about having regular bowel movements and still feel constipated or suffer from constipation. So, what a lot of people don't understand or don't recognize is that it doesn't, not being constipated is not the fact that you go to the bathroom regularly every day. Even if you go to the bathroom on a regular basis every day, you can still be extremely constipated, because the term constipation in and of itself does not mean that you are not able to go to the bathroom every day. What it means is that your body is lacking evacuation, complete evacuation of the bowels. This is what we're looking for when we are going to the bathroom. And this is really something that a lot of people don't realize and really make that connection. Because if you go to the bathroom and I know it's going to be a little bit of poop talk here, but we have to talk about it. It's important. It can give you so many answers. If you go to the bathroom and if you are straining and having a hard time to get out those little pebbles, but if you do that like 3 times a day, then you might think I'm okay because I'm going to the bathroom 3 times a day. Um, but really, you're not okay. You're still constipated because you are not fully evacuating. Your evacuation is not complete. So let me know in the comments if you are the one who feels when you go to the bathroom, and even if it's just one time, once a day, if you go to the bathroom and you sit down, and then you get up and you feel as almost as if your stomach is sinking because you are ridding your body of all the waste. It almost feels as if there's like your stomach is sinking. It's like this void that you are creating. It's almost a vacuum that appears, and sometimes it cramps up a little bit, but it feels so good because you are feeling as if everything has been pushed out of your system. So if that is what you're feeling, you're good. Your bowels are moving really well, and you are, having wonderful evacuation. But if you are not that person, if you feel you're going a little bit, maybe it's just a little, thin, maybe it breaks up, but you're having a bowel movement, but you still feel as if something is inside, more could come out, but it's just not coming out, you are constipated. You are constipated. And even if you have those bowel movements, the pebbles or the thin, snaky bowel movements, and then every once in a while you get this, urge to have, like, you have to run and you have those diarrhea events where your body is purging everything, it still means you're constipated. It still means you're constipated. And here's why. So just so you know, is that your intestine, I mean, your colon, your GI tract can hold anywhere between 5 to 20 pounds of poop, right? A day, 5 to 20 pounds of poop a day. It's a very long muscle, and it's a tube, and things fill up over time if we don't evacuate on a regular basis. And honestly, to tell you the truth, is so often what I see is that it's no joke that women go to their doctors and they are experiencing this kind of scenario. And oftentimes they are being labeled as, well, they have a lot of bloating and it just feels so full, even though they're going regularly. And a lot of functional doctors or even regular doctors say to them, you might have SIBO or you might have bacterial overgrowth that is causing this. But I can honestly tell you, for a lot of my clients, not all of them, but a lot of the clients is, if we start with the digestion and starting to get them regular, the bloating for almost all of them will go down by at least 50%, because that in itself, backing up of the waste in your system, is creating gas, is creating inflammation, is creating waste byproducts of your bacteria metabolite keeping to metabolizing the waste in your system that creates just so much additional gas. So that alone can be a really huge factor in your bloating in itself. So when you think about your eating, right, what comes in must go out. But so what happens is that our digestion is not working properly. then we're eating and we're, evacuating a little bit at a time, but the rest of it is staying stuck in your colon. And it's almost like one of those um, rides. So we love Disney. So we go to Disney. Um, we love to go to Disney frequently if we can. We haven't been for a while, of course, but um, there's these log rides. So you sit in a log, right? And when you're done with the ride, you go down the chute, down the waterfall, and then down the water, and then the ride slows down because there's a backup in front of you, and so you're bumping into the other logs, and then what happens is that one log is going to be pushed out and the other logs are still bumping into each other, and then oftentimes too is when you bump into that other log, right, then the water around you is slushing. It's just because there's so much force, there's slushing um, along the sides of your log and is just slushing out forward. So this is kind of like what you can um, look at your colon, your intestines, large intestines. That's what's happening. So there's a little bit of, at a time that is being pushed out of your system, but the rest is backing up. And then sometimes you get the diarrhea, and there's just the slushes out of your system because of the backup. So another thing I wanted to mention as well is that might be really an eye opener for you is when you think about how the evacuation actually works in your system, is that so basically you have two sphincters, right? So two flaps down at the bottom. And one is the one that you are actually controlling, right? So when you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, you have control because you can actually control to open that sphincter when you go to the bathroom, or you can opt to hold it so you can keep it closed, right? That is something that you can control. But there's another sphincter a little bit above that one, that you can control. So that is that your body controls it, and the way the body controls it is with so-called nerve endings. So it's called the enteric nervous system. Let me know if you have heard about the ENS before, the enteric nervous system, which is basically your second brain in the gut. So it's an amazing topic, whole different topic for a different day. But the enteric nervous system actually has a lot of nerve endings. There's a lot of nerve endings in your gut wall. And so all of these nerve endings, they talk to your brain on a regular basis. They're sending information, messaging up and down to your brain. And the enteric nervous system is really signaling to your brain to relax the sphincter and to do all kinds of other things in your gut. So it's very, very much connected to evacuate to the evacuation event as well. So I'm just throwing that out there because it's important to know that, um, stress can absolutely affect our, ways of emptying or evacuating our bowels. So if we are being stressed, let's say physically, but also emotionally, mentally, it can definitely impact the way you're evacuating. So I'm going to go into like 3 tips that I'm going to share with you that you can start to incorporate in order to help support that signaling between your gut and your brain a little bit more on a regular basis so you can have easier bowel movements. I'm just letting you know here too is that when the log basically goes into through the sphincter, or when the log travels through your colon and it builds up, what happens is that your log, as it grows, it gets larger. It actually starts to push against the colon wall, your gut wall, where the nerves sit. So that pressure alone can signal your gut that it's time to move this log forward towards the other sphincter. And so if if there is a disruption between the enteric nervous system and your brain, then there might be difficulties for your brain to actually start the process of sending the signaling of opening up the sphincter and moving things along. So I just wanted to give you that information so that you understand that there's a really strong connection. I wanted to give you 3 tips that you can start to incorporate in order to help support the enteric nervous system and in order to help move things along. Because it's not just only eating more fiber and all of these things, they can actually constipate you even more if your digestive system is not on track. But there's 3 easy things you can do. Number one is, in order to support the signaling, is whenever you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, do not hold the emptying. So even if it's like, oftentimes we are in a situation where we believe it's just not a good time to go. We are not meant to hold our waste inside. If we are starting to hold our waste inside, we can severely disrupt this signaling between the nervous system and the brain and the evacuation process. So I understand that there are certain scenarios where we just can't go, but what I'm saying here is that do not hold it out of convenience. So make sure that you are emptying your bowels whenever you can, um, right away if you have the opportunity. That can really help to start build the signaling. Number two is keep your bathroom visits short. Okay, so you want to start to create a cue between going to the bathroom in terms of this, your body just knowing, okay, so this environment is for me to empty my bowels. I'm sitting on the toilet. Um, don't prolong or linger or even do other stuff when you're sitting on the toilet. So believe it or not, I'm not sure if you're one of those people, and there's absolutely no judgment. I know, everybody is different and does their thing, but the bathroom is not a good place to take your phone, right? So I know that my daughter she's going to be 13. So she's actually starting to take her phone into the bathroom with her. And I'm saying, no way, you're not doing this. So because you you're creating cues for your body that connects the bathroom with either work or stimulation or anything but just plainly going to the bathroom to evacuate. So keep your bathroom visits short. Go to the bathroom, sit down on the toilet if you feel the urge, empty your bowels. If you can't, it's okay. Don't stress, right? So don't stress and try to push out more and more. It usually never happens. So rather get up and leave the bathroom and then wait for the next urge to go. Okay, that's tip number two. And tip number three is think about how your bowels are meant to empty. So when you think about it, back in the days, we were actually squatting in order to, you know, empty our bowels from the waste. We were squatting. So now we are sitting on the toilet seat and we are actually sitting in a position that makes it harder for our bowels to empty. Um, and so if we are starting to move our bodies into a position that makes it easier for the bowels to open and to evacuate fully, that'll be so much easier for you to start regulating your bowel movements. So what I mean by that is buy a potty stool, just a little potty stool, or even if you don't have a potty stool, just use a garbage can and place your feet on top of the garbage can so that you're creating that 90-degree angle that opens up your bowels so much more in order to allow the waste to move through faster. So those are the three tips I was going to share with you in order how to support your bowel movements a little bit more. Um, yeah, so and one question I had come up, which I would like to share with you, is that um, so I hear this question all the time is that people go to the bathroom regularly and have little bowel movements, are not evacuating completely, and feel bloated and gassy, which means they're constipated. Um, but the question is, I just don't feel the urge to go. Like I go to the bathroom because I know that I have to go, but I honestly don't feel the urge to go. And so this is I'm just going to be tying that back into the enteric nervous system that I talked about earlier, is that the signaling is off. The signaling might be off between your enteric nervous system, your nerve ending in the gut lining or in the colon wall, and your brain, right? So this might be disrupted, and the three tips that I just shared with you can really help you to reestablish that enteric nervous system functioning. So I hope that was helpful. So yeah, if you do feel constipated, or if you do feel as if you go to the bathroom on a regular basis, it can still mean that you're constipated. So try those three things and let me know how it goes for you. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again very shortly. Have a good day.